Welcome or welcome back. My name's Joanne. Today's video is my continuation for my collection series, and today is going to be my cheek products. So that's going to be including my highlighters, my blushes, my bronzers, my cream cheek products, and my face palettes. So without further ado, let's just get into my collection because this is probably going to be a long one. I don't know if I'm going to swatch everything yet. We'll see how I feel. I think I'm going to start with my highlighters because that is the category. Oh, I missed one. That is the category I think with the least, or maybe it's my bronzers that had the least, actually. I'll just start with my highlighters, whatever. So I do have a few highlighter palettes and then I have highlighter singles. I'm going to start with the singles and then go into the palettes. First up is Benefit Cookie. This one is so pretty. This is my like pinky toned highlighter in my collection. I guess I'll swatch these. So that's Benefit Cookie. Look at that. This is definitely like a wintertime highlighter for me, but that is so intense. It's so pretty. It's just so pretty. Next, I have one from Bobbi Brown. This is the highlighting powder in Peach Glow, and this is actually a perfect shade for me currently, but I am focusing on using different highlighter in my Pan That Face palette. This one is like really pretty, but it's almost a little subtle. Like it's a highlighter, but it's not as in your face as others. The last one where I only own one from the brand is my ABH Glow Seeker highlighter in the shade Sun Idol. This is from when they brought it out in for a holiday, but now I believe these are permanent in their collection, which is amazing news for me because this is one of my favorite highlighters in my collection. I mean, it's so pretty. It like blends in so nicely, but it gives a nice amount of highlight. Like I like my highlight to be known. Like I want it to be known I'm wearing highlighter, you know? And this gives me that without being too intense. There's no glitter in, okay, there's maybe like very tiny minuscule glitters in the Bobbi Brown one, but all three of these don't really have glitter in them. It's so pretty. And I can actually use this shade like all year round, I think. Lastly, for my single highlighters, I have 4 from MAC. So I have 2 in this formula. This is their mineralized skin finish. I have Soft and Gentle, which is like a cult favorite. And I mean, I can see why. The undertone kind of reminds me of the Bobbi Brown one, but it's just a little lighter. The other one I have is in Global Glow, and I love using this as like a finishing powder on top of my blush and bronzer. This one's not as intense of a highlighter as Soft and Gentle, but it's still really pretty, and it actually does make a really nice highlighter, especially in the summer for me. It's a little deeper. And then I have 2 of the Extra Dimension skin finishes. So I have Double Gleam. I do want one more of these. I want the shade Whisper of Guilt. But I have Double Gleam, which is their lightest one. These are so intense. Like this is very light. Even in the wintertime, I'm like, that's kind of a lot. And then I have the shade Oh Darling, which I think is one of like the most popular shades. You can tell that this is like decently used. I definitely like using this in the summer when I have a little bit of a tan, because this is definitely way too dark on me currently. But that one's Oh Darling. Yeah, those are all of my single highlighters. I don't think I'm gonna swatch all of my palettes out. That's gonna be a lot. I mean, I guess I could for you guys. Yeah, I'll do it. Why not? First up for my highlighter palettes, I have this one from Dior. This is their Backstage Glow Face Palette in 001 Universal. This is before they reformulated, and these are the swatches. So top to bottom, this is the white one, gold, the pink one, and then the bronzy one. So and I just recently rolled this into my Pan That Face palette. The one I'm currently focusing on is this gold one, and I do have it on my cheeks mixed with a little bit of this white one just to make it stand out a little bit more, because this kind of is a little too dark for, like, it matches my skin tone really nicely currently. So I just want it to be like a little more impactful. So I just mixed the two. Next up, I have my Blend Bunny Noctilucent palette. I haven't used this much. I did use this for a St. Patty's Day party. I used the shade Transient right here, and these are the swatches. So this side is the top three, and then the other side are the bottom three. My favorite shades are My favorite shades are Transient and Apparition. This is like the green one, and this is like the blue purpley pink one. This looks like blue to like pink maybe, and this one's like a purple one. Kinda, I don't know. Yeah, I do like Far Out as well. I need to use this more. I don't know, I've just been into like more like neutral highlighters. But I would love to use this. I'm so sad that you can't get it anymore. So sad. And now I have sparkles all over my hand. This was a mistake. My next highlighter palette is this one from Bella Beauty Bar. I believe this one's also discontinued. This is Oracle Chrome. And this is what this one looks like with the swatches. Also very pretty. I need to use this one more. They kind of feel a little like gritty. They're not as smooth of a formula as the Blend Bunny ones, but they look so pretty. My last highlighter palette is from Electrum Cosmetics, and this is the Daydreamer palette. These are like really soft, but this is what the palette looks like with the swatches. Again, also very pretty, very colorful, but they're so stunning. These three colorful palettes, I will say, are a little sparkly. I don't think you can get any of them anymore, which is sad. Especially that Blend Bunny one. I love that one so much. I did try to use that as a Pan That Face palette, but just didn't work out for me. I think because they're all colorful shades, and colorful shades just aren't my everyday. Next, I'm going to go through my bronzer collection. So I'm going to start with my cream bronzers. I currently have two. One of them you will have just seen in my project pan, and this is my Dibs Duo. The bronzer is in Spill the Tea, and this is what it looks like. I'll swatch these out for you as well. That's the shade of that one. To me, it's like pretty neutral. Like, it's not super warm, but I can see that on other skin tones it would pull a little warm, but currently it's the perfect bronzer shade for me. My other cream bronzer is this one from Makeup by Mario. This is in the shade Dark, and this is my summer cream bronzer. And I do really like these sticks, and a lot of product comes in it. There's 10.5 grams of product. Like, look at how thick that is. So there's that one. That's my summertime cream bronzer. Look at the difference. Wow. I have 5 single bronzers. So my collection is actually pretty tiny. The first one I'm going to talk about is this one from Charlotte Tilbury, Sorry for the Glare. This is their airbrush bronzer in the shade 2 Medium. This is the lightest bronzer I own. Let me give you guys a swatch of this one. Yeah, like, you can barely even see that because it like blends into my skin. I do like the formula of these. They're very soft and nice to work with. Next bronzer I'm going to talk about is this one from YSL. This is in the shade number 4. This is definitely a summer bronzer on me, but I do love this formula. It's so soft. It blends so effortlessly. I do want to eventually have a lighter shade of this to use in the winter time because I love this formula so much. My last 3 are all from MAC. So this one is one of their Sunstruck matte bronzers. This one's in the shade Matte Deep Rosy. And here's this one. This one, again, is another summertime bronzer. This one's even deeper than the YSL one. But, like, I love this kind of a shade for the summertime. And I will be getting color very soon which I am very happy about. And then I have these two Studio Fix powder foundations that are just the wrong shade for me. Like, they're too dark. So I'm using them as bronzers. This one is in the shade NC45. This is my preferred one out of the two to use as a bronzer, especially when I'm a little bit more pale. There's that one. And then this one is in the shade C8, which I don't prefer as a bronzer shade on me. It definitely has like a little oliveness to it, if you look here. And I just don't really like that in a bronzer. I find it to be a little too muddy on me. I don't know. So that might end up being decluttered, but we will see. So those are actually all of my bronzers. I don't have a lot of bronzers, clearly. For the big category, blushes. I have one blush from Singe Beauty. This is their Evocative Silk Blush. This is in the shade Timid Tomato. I've only used this once, and it's not my favorite formula ever. Like, I prefer something a little more creamy, but this shade is so pretty, and it's like a glowy blush. Like, that is such a pretty shade for blush. And then I actually have two from Dior. So the first one I picked up was Cherry. I got this last summer, I believe. I love the scent of them. It smells like candy. And this is just a nice buildable formula, especially for having like this bright of a blush. It's so pretty. It almost looks like a stain on your cheeks. And that actually made me want to pick up the shade Rosewood. And this is that one. I was actually thinking about decluttering these two, but I'm like, who am I kidding? They're Dior blushes. There's no way I'm decluttering these. So there's Rosewood and there's Cherry. Cherry's just like, I feel like they look kind of similar on camera, but I promise all three of them look very different in person. Like, Cherry is definitely brighter. Rosewood is kind of like that everyday pinky type of shade. I would say like warm pink type of shade. I have one blush from Kosas. I got this one in the holiday set from last year, and I decided to just declutter the other two. I don't know. I'm thinking about bringing them back into my collection. If I do, you'll know. So this is in the shade Euphoria. This is just a nice mauve kind of shade. I've learned I love mauves as my blush. So there's that one. It's also a little glowy, which I love. And then I have one from Gucci. This is in the shade number 8, Soft Red. So there's that one. Honestly, it kind of reminds me of Timid Tomato. So maybe I don't need both, because this one also has a little bit of a glow to it. Maybe not as much. That's something to think about. I totally forgot a bronzer. My RMS Redimension Hydra Bronzer in the shade Malibu Muse. So there's that one. I love the RMS formula. I can't believe I forgot about this one. So I have 6 single bronzers. And then I have 2 blushes from RMS. These are the Redimension Hydra Powder Blush. I have the shade Crystal Slipper, which is a nice like light peachy type of shade, which I tend to use more as like a blush topper effect. And then I have the shade Maiden's Blush, which is like, I don't know how to describe this color. It's kind of like a mauve. I guess it's kind of like a deeper mauve type of shade. That is so pretty. I love this formula. They're creamy. They have a little glow to them. I need to use them more. I need to use all these blushes more, let's be real. But I have been so focused on my Hourglass blush this year, which I'm very happy about the progress. Which, if you've missed my Pan That Face palette, I will have that linked so you can go check it out. Now onto my MAC blushes before I get into my face palettes. Oh wait, no. I have cream blushes to show you guys. The first cream blush I'm going to show you guys is the one from my dipstick. This is in the shade Full Deets, and it's like a nice peach blush. That one, and it has a nice glow on it. Not that it matters because I set it with setting powder anyways. Look, that's how I use my cream blushes. I use it before I put on my concealer And then, so I use my setting powder on top. It just allows me to not have to use as much powder blush on top of it. Next one I have is from NARS. This is one of the multiples, and this is in the shade Hot Take. It's a nice like coral shade. I will say I think I prefer the Dibs formula over this. This one's a little more like kind of like that sticky type of cream, but it is a pretty color. My next cream blush is my last blush stick, and this is from Westman Atelier. This is in the shade Petal, and this is just a little mini. Honestly, I don't know why I bought this. I let the hype get to me. This is definitely more of a winter type of blush shade, so I think I'll try to use this up in the winter time, but that's actually a really pretty pink. And I have one liquid blush, and that is from Rare Beauty. This is in the shade Virtue. This is my favorite shade out of the ones that I've had. Wait, that was a lot. I have also had Joy and Love, I believe. But this one is just stunning. It's like that burnt peach type of shade. It's just so pretty. I've tried decluttering that one because, I don't know, Rare Beauty just isn't the type of brand for me. It's just not my aesthetic. Now I'm gonna get into all of my MAC Glow Play blushes. I do want more shades, but this is what I have. This one is in the shade Grand. This is one of their old formulas. I did used to have So Natural, but that one's just too light for me, and I've just decided I don't need that one anymore. These I like because I like the formula of them. They're like a cream to powder, but they require a lot of building up, especially depending on what shade you use. This one is in the shade Ginger Look. It is one of my favorites. It's like this warm nude kind of color. Look at that. It has like a little pink. It has more peach than pink. It's just nice for every day. This one is in the shade True Harmony. This is a really pretty brown beigey blush. This is great in the winter time. This one's in the shade Blush Please. This one's a nice everyday pink. And I've been having to build this one up quite a bit lately, so I think it's about time to put her aside. Here's that one. I have two more of these Glow Play blushes. This one's in the shade Plush Pepper. This is my newest one. I did get this during the recent Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale because I've been wanting this shade, and it was half off. But like, look how pretty. It's like such a pretty like raspberry type of shade. And last but not least, I have Pinch of Marrakesh. I love this one so much, especially during like the summer to fall time, because it's just that great terracotta type of shade that I love. Like, oh, look at that. That is so pretty. I need to use that more when it comes time. Yeah, those are all of my Glow Play blushes. Now it's for my other MAC blushes. So I have one of their mineralized blushes. This is in the shade Lovejoy. This is such a great like bronzer type of shade. There's that one. So pretty. And then I have one of their Extra Dimension blushes. This is in the shade of Fairly Precious, and I found this at either TJ Maxx or Marshalls, and I was like, I will be getting that because I do like a glowy blush. And that one looks like it would be really pretty, and I can use that as like a highlighter when I get a little darker too. I have 4 more MAC blushes. So I have Copper Tone, which is one of their mattes. They're redoing their blushes. I don't know how I feel about it, but this is such a pretty, just like everyday nude kind of color. It has a little pink, has a little peach, has a lot of brown. I don't know. I just love using this for every day. Or if I want to like tone down a blush, I will use that one. Next, I have the shade Melba, which is another one of my favorites. This is like the perfect peachy pink type of shade. And this is another one of their mattes. It's Melba. Just a nice everyday peach type of shade. I did have Peaches, which is one of their sheer tones, but I didn't love that one because since it's a sheer tone, it needs building up, which I mean, those do too, a little bit, but it's not too bad. Okay, and then I have Burnt Pepper. It's like the same shade as that Glow Play blush. It's so pretty. I wasn't expecting this to be as pink as it is, but that's gonna be gorgeous in like the fall time, summer to fall, maybe even winter. Again, it's like that raspberry shade. It's just like the Glow Play blush. And the last one I have is Raisin, and this is also a matte. I clearly love my matte powder blushes from MAC. This is the deepest one out of all the ones that I own. And like, this is just so interesting of a color. Like, it looks like so brown, but then it has like a little purple to it maybe. I don't know. It's so interesting. But those are actually all of my blushes. Wild. I did end up decluttering my Blend Bunny Juicy Cheeks palette. I know, so sad. But I've just decided like that is way too pigmented for my preference. Like, I like to like go into my blush, tap it off a little, apply it, and that's just very, very pigmented that I need to be careful with it. Last category, I only have 3 of them as well, are my face palettes. So I'm going to start with my Pan That Face palette, which is my Hourglass Leopard palette. And I am going to swatch all of the shades in all these face palettes as well. Again, if you haven't seen my Pan That Face palette update, go check it out because this will be a spoiler for it. But this is what my palette looks like. I can't even hold it up properly. It's so well used. And then these are the swatches. So this finishing powder you can't really see because it kind of just matches my skin tone. This highlighter, as you can see, is already a little too light on me. This blush is Mood Exposure, which is on my cheeks today on top of that Dibs cream blush. This one is Iridescent Rose, I believe. It's like the most shiny out of all the blushes in here. This one is Ethereal Flush, that coral one in the middle. And then this is the bronzer that I've been using. And that is the bronzer I have on today, again, on top of that Dibs bronzer stick. I am so happy with this progress. Like, I can actually see pan on this blush, a tiny bit on this finishing powder over here. So the blush, the finishing powder, and then this bronzer has amazing progress. Like, it has a lot of pan showing, which is really exciting for me. And in the summer, I will probably focus on that coral blush a little bit more, just to change it up a little bit. My next face palette is this one from NARS. This is their Hot Escape Cheek Palette 3. I got the 3rd one because I like the colors in this one the most. This is what the palette looks like, and these are the swatches. So these are the 2 blushes. This one is in the shade Obsession, which is actually kind of funny because I had a single pan of this blush because they had just reformulated, repackaged their blushes. So I picked up that one because I'm like, that's a really pretty coral. And then this one is in the shade Night Swim, which is like a metallic blush, a glowy blush, a blush topper, whatever you want to use it for. And this highlighter is right there. Again, very deep highlighter. And then this bronzer is in the shade Laguna 6. Yes. So that's what that one looks like. And this is very much a summer type of color story. And I will say NARS doesn't have my favorite cheek products. They're a little stiff for my liking. I prefer it to be like a little creamier of a formula because I find creamier formulas to be easier to blend out. And these just take a little bit more time to blend. They're still pretty on the cheeks, but they're just not my preferred formula. I am happy to have this. I think this is such a cute palette too. But yeah, I'm actually really excited to get some use out of this during the summer months as well. Last face palette, last product of the video. I am so shiny now. I need to go touch up. But that is from Sydney Grace. This is the Luminous Light palette. This is the medium one, yes. And I love Sydney Grace. They're an indie brand, which is amazing. I love supporting indie brands, and they're more focused on like neutral shades. They do have colorful shades as well. Like they do like a lot of like neutral pop of color type of palettes. They have a new palette coming out that looks so pretty. Oh my god. And this one is kind of interesting because the highlighter is 100% too dark for me right now. Maybe not, we'll see. The bronzer I'm pretty sure is too dark on me, but the blushes I could use. So here's the palette and here are the swatches. So the highlight, see, oh wait, it does have a cast though if I turn my hand. Maybe if I don't have as heavy of an application on my cheeks, because look how blinding that is. Like that is so dark. And this is the bronzer. Look, I don't think it's the actual formula that's doing that. It's just because I've been wiping my hands so much with a makeup wipe. And the two blushes, this one kind of reminds me of Raisin a little bit. Yeah, so this one's Awestruck. This one is Meadowsweet. I think the blushes are really pretty. I think I picked this one because I preferred the blush shades. I kind of also want the light one, I'm not gonna lie, but beggars can't be choosers, and I have so much makeup to use that I do not need another face palette, especially because highlighters take literally forever to use up. Like I think I can fly through bronzers pretty easily, but when it comes to highlighters, no. Nope. Anyways, that is everything that's in my cheek collection, including my blushes, bronzers, and highlighters. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a great day, a great night, whatever time it is for you. And I hope to see you in the next one. And hopefully, I think my next collection video will be like a miscellaneous eye product category. So like eyeliners, mascaras, my eye primer, eyebrow products. That's about it though. Because I think I'm going to include my eyeshadow sticks and like my single potted eyeshadows in my eyeshadow palette video. Again, I think my next one is going to be my miscellaneous eye category. So stay tuned for that. And that's all I have for you today. Bye!